Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Concluse. I've given up trying to pronounce it. It's the middle of the night. I'm doing these intros and outros in post because I screwed them up during playing by not doing them at all. That's the biggest screw up of all. Let's get on with the rest of the game and maybe find some of the answers to all of the mysterious questions that this game has been posing us and see if we can get out of this rusty subway tunnel chainmail link chicken wire fence place. Okay, I think this is a new area. We're just off from where all those valves were, I think. I'm not quite sure. It gets very difficult to sort of keep a train of like a mental image in this place because it's all so dark. Is this where the subway car key 3 goes? Yes, indeed it does. Excellent. This is area C, is it? Oh, I see. This is on the other side of that gap. Yeah, because you went down there to flip that switch. Now we've got access to area C. Okay. Find another lift. Is it going to take us further down? It doesn't say. Might be down, might be up. Only thing I know is that I highly doubt it's going to be any better than this place. More banging, and sadly not the fun kind. Right. Further down this infinite maze of griminess. I do like that the environments have been very varied so far, though. You know, we had the streets, we had the hospital, we had the sewers, we had whatever under the sun all this is. A picture of a horse. A horse-shaped object needs to be inserted into the door. Okay, that's a bit bizarre, but I mean, it differentiates that key from everything else. And I still don't know what those herbs are for. Were they nothing? They can't have been nothing. They must be for something. But I can't go back now. Giddy aunt. Good evening, sir. A painting of a man's face. His expression is hollow. You pull the painting down and find a heavy metal block. It is a block of filament, metal with a low melting point. This is all very specific. Picked up filament block. Thanks, mate. How would you know you needed to click on that? You stare into the painting on the wall but cannot tell what the artist's intention was. The painting seems awful. Smells awful. Giddy aunt. Bizarre place. Corroded metal bucket sits on the floor's edge. You put a bar of filament into the bucket and lower it into the dark liquid. The filament melts away to reveal the left half of a golden horse figurine. Right. This is normally the bit where I'd be getting all annoyed and saying, how would anybody work this out? But to be honest with you, we're kind of past that point. We're at the point where I'm so deep into this that it doesn't matter anymore. The red sores from the painting seem to have spread onto the floor. You put it down and you find another blocks of filament. So do I need a fresh bucket? Or will that other bucket do fine? I hope the other bucket will do fine, because it doesn't seem like I have any more buckets. A party in hell. The partygoers are having emotionless expressions. I think the only one thing I can guarantee about hell is that it's going to be a very emotive place. One way or the other. Okay, can I put this in? Yep, there we are. And now I have the back end of the horse. Excellent. It's like the carnival all over again. Okay, this should get this working now. Put the left piece in, you put the right piece in, and then the door goes up and you go in. I've got no idea why I decided to break into song. But you know me, it's kind of my thing. Oh, some more papers to read. Caleb's diary. Ah! Finally! Well, finally, we have not solved the mystery of Caleb, but we're getting a step in the right direction. Yesterday, the man came into our school. Mrs. Phillips tried to hold the door, but he shot her in the head. Then he shot all of us. How are you able to write this? I thought I was dead, but I woke up here. I was all scared, because I was all alone. But Owen said we have to stick together. Well, then you weren't alone, were you? Because you were with Owen. You goosesaurus. Everything was okay at first. We found a school. It was completely empty and the lights were out, but Owen said we had to find food. So we had to be brave. Katie would not stop crying. She said she kept seeing shakers. I thought she was lying out then, but then I started to see them too. Soon everyone could see them. We had to leave the school because Jessica L got really sad and let a shaker get her. She kept crying. For her mother, it ate her. The class was really sad about what happened to Jessica, but Owen said we don't have time to be sad. We hiked for a day and were able to find a big hospital. There were enough beds inside for every student. Everything seemed fine when we went to sleep, but when we woke up, me, Katie and Owen were the only ones left. We checked again and again, but the beds were all empty and everyone was gone. Katie and Owen and me spent today trying to find some food, but everything we found smelled really bad. Owen noticed that daytime was really short here, and it seems like it's always night. We found an empty apartment near the hospital, and we were able to get a TV working, but all it played was static. During the night, me and Owen woke up to Katie screaming. We heard it all around us. It wasn't until we looked up that it stopped. Katie was on the ceiling, shaking like one of those things. As we looked up at her, she stopped shaking. She just stared at us and made weird noises. Owen asked her to come down, but she didn't seem to hear. She faded into the ceiling. Owen says she's probably gone forever. We ran out of the apartment after what happened with Katie. Owen was so upset, I was too. Katie made such a weird face when she was looking at us with nowhere to go. We were lucky to find a sewer key. The sewer seemed scary at first, but it's empty. We have something staying in the sewer we have been staying in the sewer for a few days now. Hopefully we will continue to be safe. Owen disappeared. He went to pee and never came back. I went looking for him, but all I found were his shoes. Now it seems I'm all alone, and even worse, creatures have started appearing in the sewers. The floors have suddenly become rusted and covered in human organs. It's too dangerous to leave my hiding spot, so I spent a lot of time in the darkness. It's so lonely here. That's the door I came in by that's shut behind me. And these are presumably the monsters that our good friend was talking about. Loading? I thought you'd be saying ending. But hey ho, here we are. Those hips don't lie, do they? I've heard of an hourglass figure, maybe. You're taking it to extremes. Well, there was a save point there, which I presumably missed. Just like he's missed me about 4 times with these strikes of his. Do you want a smooch? Everyone wants my smooches. Idiot. So I've been injured and I'm now trying to crawl away. Oh, hi. Is this like a boss fight? Should I be, like, avoiding you a lot? This has gone red. They all used to be green, so can I not use this right now? No, I kind of can. Why is that one special? Why am I now allowed to click on this one? I'm not allowed to click on any of those. Am I having like a memory of Caleb? Is that what's going on? I'm like sort of like seeing part of his life or something? I don't know. Can we get this door open? No, seemingly not. But I'm not seeing an awful lot of options here, apart from the provide smooches. Which, as much as I'm usually not hesitant at all to do that, I'm not convinced that's the best course of action right now. And I also really don't want to die, just in case Like, you know, I mean, I know I just saved just then, but still. Seems like I could maybe go somewhere, but I'm not at all convinced. You died. Yes, indeed, I did. Thanks for nicking the font from the old Windows 7 screensavers. Right. This game's a lot longer than I was expecting it to be. Yes, I would like to try again. Okay, so I am here again. Okay. So where am I supposed to go? What am I... So I avoid you with absolutely no trouble the first time, but then the second time you killed me instantly? Consistent game mechanics. Love them, so I do. If only I had someone there now. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So I am confused about what exactly I'm supposed to do, because it seems like there's some, like, stages up there, or some levels, or platforms, whatever you want to call them. There's something up there, and there's like this holes in the ground where you could potentially, like, slip through them. But I'm not seeing any method of getting up there. I can't see anything I can interact with, anything I can climb up, anything I can jump on. Anything at all. There's just this staircase that doesn't go anywhere, this door that's infinitely shut, this twit that won't leave me alone, and this save thing that I can't seem to use. Yeah, see, I can click on that in order to presumably save, but it doesn't tell me anything. It doesn't help me anything, unless this number is supposed to help, which I will write down just in case it comes in handy at some point. 29433. But, it's not like there's a keypad here I'm supposed to type something into. So I'm really confused as to what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't know why I'm currently engaged in this bizarre dance we seem to be, entwined within. I just kind of am for some bizarre reason, because I cannot for the life of me figure out what under the sun I'm supposed to be doing. I don't want to give up and look it up, because we've gotten so far without looking up anything, which is really, really rare in games. For me, but yeah, I'm just utterly baffled. I'm utterly confused. I haven't got a clue what I'm supposed to do. I'm convinced it's going to be something to do with these platforms. Or just opening that door, or something to do with this big red saving thing. But I just don't get it. What have I got in my inventory? I've got all the old stuff. Yeah, I do. We never found out what that floppy disk was for either. All those herbs. I'm just so confused. So very, very confused. Yeah, and sometimes you can get away from it, but sometimes you can't. It's bizarre. I don't understand this part of the game. Okay. Caleb's final entry. I don't want to be here anymore. I'm losing control of my body and I can't stop shaking. I'm going to the surface and hopefully it will... Okay, right. So, I think what that was... Sorry, this is the take-off moment. I think what that was is... That one was red instead of yellow, right? Or the others have been yellow. And I'm pretty sure the others had been save games. It said at the top save game, but it said load game. And it did... My brain did say, that's important, that's different, you should pay attention to that. And I suppose I probably should have been a little bit more, like, appreciative of that clue's value. Because this has never been a combat game. That's the first enemy we've actually seen. So, yeah. I think what I did was I loaded a different game. Which is bizarre. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But never mind. Oh, I see where we are now. Ah, that was where the bars were. Yes. There were bars here, and I looked through and I saw that, which was Caleb's final diary entry. Interesting. Has hell frozen over yet? By any bizarre chance? No. Great. Okay. Let me... That was a highway key, right? And I've only seen one road. Let me head back to the road, if I can remember where it was, and see whether I can use this key. Maybe to open that big gate where that cutscene happened. Maybe that will work. Let me see if I can figure that out. Yeah, highway key. There we are. Good. So it seems that my instincts with this game are usually correct. But just that one time, that just baffled me a little bit. I should have picked up on that a bit better than I did, but I'm going to stand on the side of the road just in case somebody charges down this road and some massive car runs me down in a minute. Okay, it seems like we've got a junction here. Where does this go? To the Forest Service. And we've got a battered old school bus. A crashed school bus. The doors are too damaged to get inside. But I can go around it. No, I can't. I can go further down this bit of the road, though. So, what does this say? One lane bridge. I'm guessing that's a term of reference and not a name. So should I have gone to the Forest Service bit first? I feel like I almost undoubtedly should have, because this seems too long to make you like go backwards and forwards. So let me have a quick look in the Forest Service car park and see if like there's any keys there or anything else that might be of any interest or use to me. Oh, there's a whole building and another phone. Do I have a quarter? No, I don't. What a travesty. Okay, there's another save point. Because this does say save, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. Where am I now? Out of interest. Let's just... Yeah, there we are. Back on the highway. Okay. So you have to use space to interact with that, despite that everything else interacts with E and click. But never mind. Ah, a quarter. Fantastic. What have we got here? Ranger's note. Very articulate sorts, these rangers are. Right, what have we got here? Some paintings that I'm not even going to comment on. Character, not myself. What's that? Just a man in a big hat with a big hose pipe. Good for him. Every man's dream is to have a big hose pipe. Utility room key. In here, perhaps? Is this the utility room? No, this is just a room you can't enter because I'm ever so slightly too fat to fit in. Wonderful. So, is there maybe like a utility room around the back of this place? Let's call somebody else, why don't we? Let's try calling home again, see how the doggy is. Nobody's picking up, am I? Are they? Has there like been some rumour going around town that I'm some sort of a stinky person and that nobody wants to talk to me anymore? Is that what's going on? So I'm not appreciative of all this rumour spreading. So it doesn't seem like that utility key is going to go here, because that's a fireplace, isn't it? That isn't a door, it's just a shelf. You know, and I can't get in here. Not that it looks like there's anything in there, even if I could get in there. So I've got the key, and maybe the key goes to somewhere else. Maybe it's not the utility room of right here. What's that weird purple thing? Is that anything important, or is that just a sort of graphical bug? I'm going to guess it's a bug. Okay. Let's go down this very, very long road and see what we find at the end of it. Well, here is the end of the road, at least the end of the road markings. Still got some street lamps though. What? Did something just happen? Or did I just blink and my brain confused me into thinking something had happened? Yeah, okay, so a tree has fallen here which has blocked this road, but this might be the utility room. Hooray. Wouldn't it be really embarrassing if I'd gone all the way here without the key? Okay, we've got another phone there as well. So we've got many things. Some diesel. You shake it. There is not much left. Okay. Hey, moron, brackets Terry. Why did you leave the plough out in the middle of the park? A bunch of the little jerks filled the tank with sand. I managed to drain it out, but you need to refill the tank with diesel and bring it back to the Forest Service office. Since you don't know how to prime a diesel engine, I'll take you through it. Fill the tank with diesel. The pump and the bleed screw are located near the fuel filter on the engine. The primer pump will be a large red button. Loosen the bleed screw to allow the air to... Okay, I'm going to have to write this down, because this is like mechanical knowledge, which I'm sure would be perfectly straightforward to anyone else on Earth, but it's not straightforward to me. So let me write some of this down. So, let's see. Right, so I've written down the basics of what I need to do, because I do not have a mind for engines at all. What else have we got? Sarah Cambers. To anyone that finds this, I am trapped in the bathroom. I walked home through the park after school because it was a nice day out. I had to go to the bathroom, so I stopped inside for a minute. Now the door won't open, and there is a creepy lady in the last stall. She has really long hair, and she keeps pulling it out and throwing it on the floor. Bizarre. Well, there's no one there. There's no one in any of these, actually. Or did you mean this as the last stall? Again, I'm not seeing anyone. Never mind. Let me check the other one. Yeah, these. Is this locked? No, this is unlocked. Okay. Ah. Talk about explosive diarrhea. Maybe the whole accursed toilet explode. Okay, doesn't seem like there's anything of any importance in here. So, I've got the gas canister. I just need to find the engine that needs to be filled up, and then I can try and fill the... Another herb? An herb. Picked up herb number 5. Does that mean I've missed one? Because I think I've got herbs 1, 2, 3, and 5, but not 4. Let me see if they're here. Yeah, I've got 4 herbs, not 5, so I've missed one somewhere. Well, it's not the end of the world, because I'm guessing to actually complete the game you don't need the herbs, because they keep like locking you off from going into past areas. So I'm guessing that they're like a missable thing. But yeah, I can't. How would having a load of herbs get you a good ending? I haven't a ball these. But okay, let me. Yeah, something a bit weird happens. Something a bit weird happens when I go down this road, and I don't know what it is. Okay, do I need to kill this fly? Yes, absolutely I do. Can I maybe... I was going to say, could I restart the engine on the school bus? But then again, the doors were so damaged I couldn't even get inside the thing, which means I wouldn't be able to drive it, even if I could get inside. But there's got to be something. Yeah, you don't want me to interact with this, do you? Doesn't seem like it. You don't want me particularly close to it by the looks of it. Yeah, there's got to be some device with an engine somewhere that I can interact with to use that gas canister on, because they wouldn't give such specific information, I don't think, unless it was required. They wouldn't just give that there as flavor text. There's got to be some purpose for it all, I think. So let me have a little look around, see what else I can find. Oh, these are like tyre tracks. Aha, here we are. The large plough sits abandoned. The doors are locked. You need a key. Oh, gosh, I don't have a key. Can I access the engine? Yes, I can. So that's the bleed screw and the pump. So the first thing you need to do is fill the tank. You see a big red button and a screw in the rear compartment of the plough. Yes, indeed. Can I fill it? Can I fill the engine up somehow? Yes, I want to fill the engine with the diesel, but I can't seem to do that. Or is this the fuel? Here we are. There is a small compartment. You pull back its door to reveal an area to insert fuel. You need to fill the tank. Use the diesel can and pour it into the tank. There wasn't much left in the tank, and soon it's empty. Hopefully this is enough to get the tree blocking the road. Thank you for telling me that. I wouldn't have realised that. So yeah. This, I think, is the pump. Yeah, the primer pump is the big red button, and the bleed screw is the screw. So we need to loosen the bleed screw. You carefully follow the instructions you read earlier, which means that Phil didn't need to waste a load of time writing them down. Oh well, I've learned something about how to fix an engine, I think. After finishing, you tighten the bleed screw and the plough should work now. But I don't have a key to get inside. Having refueled and primed the engine, the plough should now start. But you don't have a key to get inside. Oh, gosh. There's a key somewhere, but I haven't got a baldies where it's going to be. Let me see if I can go back, or whether that area has been blocked off. No, these are now open. Great. Oh, gosh. Right, give us a bit of time. I'll find this key if it kills me. I'm determined to get to the end of this game. I don't like quitting on things. And it's not even like I'd be quitting, it would be just be taking a little break. Because I've been playing this game for like, probably nearing about 2 hours now. You'd think I'd just take a little break. And have a bit of food or something and then come back to it all. But never mind. I'll find this key, give me some time. Oh, I can kind of read this now. Tonight's strange weather has something, several large trees. Terry left the plough somewhere in the woods. We're going to need to find it and start clearing the things for tomorrow morning. There should be diesel in the utility room. Be careful out there. Yeah, so that's to link the key that you find to the utility room. But where's the key to the plough itself? That's the thing I need right now. Maybe the key was in the bathroom somewhere, I just didn't see it. Of course. There was me forgetting. Oh, of course, because they kept calling Terry a stupid ass, which means his key must have been coming out of his ass. Which means it'd be in a toilet, and because he's stupid, he wouldn't flush it. Duh. Why didn't I see this stellar line of reasoning logic? Probably because I'm going completely stark-raving mad, my voice is incredibly hoarse, my stomach is completely empty, and this fly will not go away! But other than that, everything's going absolutely spiffingly. Crying out loud. How long have I been playing? 138 minutes. What is that? Yeah, that's like 2¼ hours. Get it on. Oddly compelled to keep going though, and I don't know why. Because this game isn't what I would describe as being like completely fascinating or anything, but I am just oddly compelled to carry on playing it and get to the end of it. For all I know, this game was like 10 hours long, and I'm like making a really stupid decision by never stopping. But yay, need a key, use the plough key, you get in the... Oh my giddy on. You unlock the plough and yeah, let's get going. I didn't expect me to be driving. I haven't had much experience. I'm not a very good driver, according to my driving instructor. Have I told you that story before? I can't even remember. Never mind. Can I plough the bus? I'm gonna plough the bus. It didn't work at all. This is not a very good plough. Okay. Who uses a plough to get over a tree anyway? Why don't you just like use a chainsaw and just cut it up into smaller pieces and then drag them off the road? Or am I looking at things like a bit of a Route 1 method? I don't know. Let's get this tree out of the way and figure out what's on the other side. Right. Initiate anti-tree things. You plough into the tree but run out of gas just as you finish. Oh, fiddlesticks. I can still drive around though. I could drive into the utility shed. Bang! Right, hang on. This isn't what's supposed to happen. Oh, do you mean like I ran out of gas just after I dealt with the tree? Right, okay, whatever makes you happy. Get out. Why haven't I stopped playing this game and done it in multiple parts? It has been, I have cut it into multiple parts, because upon doing a little bit of research, welcome to hell! I'm so glad to be here. Oh, I'd actually completely forgotten we were looking for our wife. Yeah, upon doing a little bit of research on the internet, these aren't quarters, are they? I don't think so. Apparently this game is over 3 hours long, and I've been playing for about 2 hours and 20 minutes so far, so you've probably got another good hour of content in. If you've been watching this the whole way through, then you know this has been cut into multiple parts, or if you just read the title of the video, you'll know this has been cut into multiple parts. I haven't played this in multiple parts, though. I haven't even started once yet. Because that's the thing, I never look up how long games are beforehand. Usually with a lot of indie games, there's no information on the internet about how long they are. So you just sort of play them. And, you know, once you get to like an hour long, you think, guess this is a long game. Then you get to like an hour and a half, and you think, maybe we're going to need to cut this into 2 parts. And then you get to 2 hours and 20 minutes, and suddenly you wonder what under the sun you're supposed to be doing. Because I don't have a tactic for dealing with, like, adding intros and outros to things. I just sort of have to wing it. Dead end! What does that say? Something keep out. Can I not go this way? I'm still going to go inside if I can, but it doesn't seem like I can. I'm not allowed to, like, jump over or anything. Oh, gosh. Fine, am I supposed to go back then? Are we going to have another one of these amazing cutscenes that the description of this game lauded over me quite so much? No, I can't go back, it would seem. Pressing E and clicking on anything isn't actually doing anything. Bizarre. So, do I need to, like, go off to the sides, perhaps? Oh, I can go around. Kitty arch, like that bit with the northwest-southeast thing in the jig piece of paper was. You can go around it, but only on your second attempt. Right, okay. There's another save thing. Alright, do I have a quarter for the phone? No, I don't. Kitty arch. And another boat. I remember they were talking about if you had, like, some oars, you could use the boat. We don't have any oars. The current doesn't look too strong. You could row back to Cordova here. Going to need oars, though. Oh, gosh. I don't want to go to Cordova. I just want to reach that save point. Right, okay. Here we are. A nice save point. Yes. Save here, please. On the dock. Yes. Okay. This game is bizarre. Absolutely, utterly bizarre. What the sun is that? I dread to even think. I am going to take a break now, because I have been playing for 148 minutes in one singular session. So I'm going to take a little break now. I don't know whether this is the end of an episode or the middle of an episode or whatever it is, but I'm just going to take a little break for a little while, and then we'll come back and finish this game again in a little bit. Oh goodness, I've forgotten just how dark this game is. Right, never mind. I am back from my little break. I have rested my voice, and I have stuffed my belly full of unhealthy food, and we can now return to trying to figure out what under the sun it is we're doing in this game. The axe seems like a perfect weapon, but you cannot pull it from the log. The edge of the axe can still be used to crush or crack something. Like a sort of a nutcracker type of arrangement? Well, that presumably will come in handy for breaking something else later. Though what, I'm not entirely sure, but that does imply I'm supposed to do something in this environment, not just pass through it. I still don't know if I'm looking for any ores or not. Right, I have had a little bit of time to sort of think and collect my thoughts a tiny bit. What's this? You notice a walnut on the ground. A crack in the side reveals a strange gem. You've tried to crack the walnut open yourself, but it is too difficult. A walnut. What does this say? Path closed due to landslide. Alright then. It seems odd to erect an entire wooden wall. I would have just put up a sign, but maybe I'm being a bit old-fashioned. So, the objective of this game seems to be finding our wife. Though we don't seem to be going through any of the normal procedures of finding a wife, if all of my experience of watching detective shows is anything to go by. You smack the walnut against the edge of the axe. The walnut shell falls apart, revealing a moonstone, which you now have. Fantastic. Yes, I've never really seen a private investigator, or any kind of detective for that matter, just sort of wandering around a lot. Usually they sort of make inquiries and like make particular efforts about things. A briefcase sits frozen in the black muck. You try to pull it out, but it won't move. The case is locked. 3 gem-like indents seem to show some type of security mechanism. You place a moonstone into one of the indents, and it fits perfectly. Okay, so I'm looking for 2 more little gems. I don't know what this is, but I presume it's not anything important since I seemingly can't interact with it. So, that would appear to be my objective for the time being then, finding these other 2 little gemstones. So let's wander around. What have we got here? Some sort of a log cabin. Its wood is rotted and covered in bugs. Oh dear, that's a bit nasty. Needs a key, but I don't have it. I thought I had something called a cabin key. Do I not remember that? I do, but presumably that's for some other type of cabin. Can I see inside? Not really. I see some sort of pieces of wood, but they don't really tell me anything. Okay, so there must be a key around here somewhere that will let me get into there. I should keep my eyes open. However, this game is something I didn't realise I was actually playing it, but certainly seems worthy of mentioning. This game does correct a massive flaw in a lot of games. It has quite a lot of keys in it, which you need to find to open doors and stuff, which is fine. But what it does is it has the keys be shiny. Which means if you do, when you do need to find them, they're nice and obvious, and you don't end up looking for the ever so slightly less black few pixels on a black background. Okay, so I can't go any further back. So everything I need must be ahead of this point. Yes, I know I complain about, you know, invisible keys and key finding exercises in horror games all the time, so I thought it was worthy of mentioning that this game seems to correct that problem in a relatively nice manner. So give me a wee minute, and I shall see. Maybe there's some ores in there. Maybe that's what those pieces of wood are, and that would allow me to get back to sort of the mainland, as it were. No, could I get in this boat? No, again it wants a pair of oars. Alright then, give us a minute. I shall wander around and see what else I can find. Oh, secret trapdoor. Okay, there was like a little pathway coming off from the road that I didn't realise there. Is this going to have like an underground bunker? There's an indentation for a gem. What? You mean I need like 4 gems? I've only found 1. Where are all the others? This place is littered with them. There's, you know, some kind of ruby and diamond mine not far away. Can I go and take the moonstone gem off this thing and use it somewhere else first? Is that something I'm capable of doing? No, it just says there's still 2 indentations that need to be filled. More questions and no extra answers. I found another quarter. I can make another fascinating telephone call. Let's try Mother again for no particularly good reason.
That sounds serious. Maybe you should go to the doctor's, Mom.
Sorry, dear. I've had a terrible cough the last few days. I have an appointment for Monday.
Okay, good.
Didn't we just talk? What made you call?
I don't know. Just wanted to see how you were doing.
Oh, I'm okay, dear. I'm about to head to bed. Let's talk tomorrow.
Okay, night, Mom. Love you.
Love you too, dear.
Well, she picked up the phone this time. I really don't get what all the telephone conversations are supposed to mean. Or how, or what they're supposed to relate to. Are they just there for, like, flavor text? Or they're just to, like, add a little tiny bit of personality? Oh, is this one of the things I'm supposed to get? There seem to be... Oh, there we are. Are these the things I need? Because that one seemed very fiddly to pick up, but I swear I've tried to pick this one up over here by the stump like a dozen times, and I just cannot get hold of the thing. Which always does annoy me in games. I know I was literally just singing this thing's praises a second ago, but it always does get on my nerves when you need to like be stood in a really specific position, or an item has a really tiny hitbox that you need to click on. I don't know. Let's open this one and see what happens. Perhaps there are more things to be cracked. You smack a walnut. Another moonstone. Okay, well I'm not going to put it in the briefcase. I'm going to see whether I can get this bunker open first. Because it does seem bizarre they'd have 2 walnuts that you can pick up and then another one that you can't. No. Presumably I need a special type of gem, not a moonstone, a different type of stone. To fit in there. Alright, let me put it in here then. Yeah, there we are. I'm convinced this is the thing that I need, because the other 2 have been this thing, but I just can't pick this one up for some bizarre reason. Which is incredibly irritating. Oh. Okay, here it is. Oh, right, okay, there was a tiny little almost invisible pathway which you can access through that gap in the fence, which takes you around the back there. Okay, that was a little obscure, and I had to look that up, which was a horrible shame, because I've gotten a very good ways of the way through this game without having to look anything up, so it was a terrible shame that I did have to look that up. And I don't get what this is, right? Like, I hate to suddenly be down on a game that I've enjoyed quite a lot so far, but, what's the point of having 3 walnuts out there that you're supposed to get, and then this walnut here that you're not supposed to get? Maybe this is something for later, and if that is the case, then I rescind what I'm about to say. But this is a bit irritating, because this confuses the player into thinking that this is what they're supposed to be getting, and this is like the obvious first one they're supposed to pick up, and then the other 2 are going to be a little bit trickier, a little bit more hidden. But then they can't pick this one up, so they think they're doing something wrong. But never mind, moving swiftly on. Let's break this one open and get the 3rd moonstone. And find out what's in this briefcase. Probably some top secret government documents. Revealing a single key. A cabin key. I already have the cabin key. I've had that in my inventory for ages and I've got no idea where I got it from. Unless there's a glitch and I'm not supposed to have it. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Let's go into the cabin and probably either find whatever gemstone we need for the bunker or the oars. Ah. The oars. Excellent. Right, what have we got here? A note. Note from caretaker. Due to the landslides, the trail is closed. However, you may take the boat into town if there is an emergency. Just remember, the boat on the right goes further into hell. The boat on the left goes to Cordova. Okay. I don't think I want to go back to Cordova because that's where I spent the beginning of the game, and I've searched that area pretty thoroughly, and I'm definite my wife isn't there. And they said that my wife was in hell, so presumably that's the boat on the left hand side of the bridge, and this is the boat on the right hand side. The landslides is the only way to get to hell, but you're going to need the oars. I've got the oars, so let's go to hell, literally. Next time, that's what you usually say at the end of something. If I reach the end of the game, did I stop for a break 2 seconds before I reach the end? In which case, what was that bunker about? Was that like some sort of secret? Is that like related to the herbs? Or the phones? Doggy! Mr. Doggy! Let's go back for the doggy. Oh, okay, the doggy's going to manage it all by himself. Good for him. What an excellent doggy. I'm going to assume it's the graphics that are making you look like so mutton chopped. But alright. Let's see what the ending has in store for us.
Would you really be here? Living in a place like this?
Nope.
What have you been doing since you disappeared?
Maybe it's like Fallout 3. Maybe she was in the dog the whole time.
Why didn't you tell anyone where you were going? I'm so sorry, Caroline. If I listened to you, maybe if I tried harder, I never would have left. Do you even want me to find you, Carolyn? It doesn't matter now. I'm getting you out of this nightmare world. Even if it kills me.
Oh, that is the end. And we got 0 answers to our many, many questions. Of course. Okay. Right.
Next time on Concluse.
That was the Star Wars blaster noise. You can't fool me. And a baby with a knife. And a spider monster. And train tracks. Why does this look so much more cool and exciting than the first half? And a TV camera with an erection. Okay. Whoever floats your boat, I suppose. Oh, lovely. Great. So is there a sequel to this game then? I don't know. Or a second episode or something? I don't know. If there is, I mean, I'll have a look for it and I'll see if I can find it, see if it exists. I don't know when this came out. This might have come out like 5 minutes ago, in which case, obviously a second part won't have been released yet. But, yeah. The second part looks a lot more exciting than the first part. Not to imply this much of the game was bad. It was interesting, it was different, and it's probably one of the first games I've ever played where the puzzles have actually made a little bit of sense to me, in the sense that I've actually managed to either guess or work out the puzzles on my own. I'm still cheesed off about that walnut thing, and I would be curious to know what all the herbs are for, and whether there is some sort of secret to do with all of the telephones, whether you can, if you always ring Carolyn, then maybe at the end it comes up as she actually does answer the phone or something, and you get maybe a different ending or just some extra information, I don't know. But the art style, in terms of the recommended graphical quality and the recommended frame rate, actually kind of works a lot better than I was expecting it to, because a lot of games recommend, well, I say a lot of games, a handful of games recommend you use a low graphical setting, and very few of them actually managed to pull it off. But this one, for the most part, it did, and it raised a lot of interesting questions, and it didn't bog itself down in story, but where it did use story, for the most part it made sense. I'm not sure about how long and in-depth the story about Caleb and all those kids were. I feel like that either needed to be have a bit more sort of follow-up to it in order to answer the story's questions, or not have quite as much meat on it in the first place, because it implied it was going to be rather important, but then in the end it kind of wasn't. So it was all really very bizarre and unusual and different, which are all good things, and even more so if that's what the developer was planning on. But yeah, I enjoyed this. I'm not really sure what to think of it. This fly still hasn't left me alone. I'm not really sure what to think of it, to be honest with you. It's just really, really weird and bizarre and different. And I get the impression that it didn't really want to answer any of our questions, and it's perfectly happy leaving us without answering any of our questions. But yes, I hope you've enjoyed this. However long this has been, this will probably be cut into 2 or possibly 3 parts. I'm not sure. But yeah, I shall have a look for a sequel, and I'll put something in the description about whether there is a sequel or not. And yeah, we shall see what happens. But for the time being anyway, that was Concluse. I haven't got a clue what I'm going to do with intros and outros for however many parts I cut this into. That's going to be fun on a turkey bun, sorting that out in editing, but never mind. Thank you very much for joining me this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Look after each other, and good night.